Back in 2019, when people could actually do it, I used to be really envious about seeing other people go on vacation. I live in Seattle, Washington, and I would see people traveling to even places I didn't like. I would get envious about. I'd see my coworkers going to Las Vegas. I would see old friends from school. I mean, to be honest, most of the places that I saw people go in were places that I didn't really have much feelings for anyhow. I just got envious about them going on vacation, and which was not a good idea, because at the same time that I was envious about all my friends going on vacation, I was missing out on my own vacation, even if it has to be back home in Seattle. So right now I'm living in Wallace, Idaho, because I get to work remotely. But it's not just Wallace that I like. I think what I really love is not having to waste several hours every day commuting. You get so used to it that you don't realize how much you dislike it. About a week ago, the electricity went out here in Wallace. And I teach for a startup university, and I know the students are already struggling. I didn't want to excuse myself, so I drove from here to Coeur d'Alene to try to get some internet access. I mean, I can charge my computer with my car. The problem is that everybody's router is also out. So I drove to Coeur d'Alene, but the power is out there too. And I had to keep going to Spokane. And I was 30 minutes late, but I made it to the class, and I still got all my students to show up. I was worried. I had to drive all the way back to Seattle. And that was my first commute in almost a year, and all the memories of bad commuting experiences came flooding back into my head. And it made me realize it wasn't so much that I wanted to go on vacation, it was that I wanted to escape the commute, right? I'd much rather be spending my time walking on the trail. Wallace is that way, by the way. This goes to Montana, but I learned that we're always on vacation. It's a matter of whether or not we want to enjoy our vacation, or we want to cry over how somebody else's vacation is better. Actually, when I see other people go on vacation now, I try to enjoy it for them now. So everybody's enjoying now, which is good. I had a bad experience. Well, at the time it was bad. Now I shouldn't have been so bitter about it. I had a client who was negotiating with me because of how broke they are. Just crying poor. And I gave them a slightly better deal. I do private tutoring. And months later, the family went on vacation. It's a family of like 6 people going on vacation. And I'm just bitter about it. Come to know, it was actually their grandmother was ill. This was before COVID. Don't worry about that. But this was before COVID. And they got to see her. She has recovered. Of course, now with COVID, they can't see each other anymore, right? So, I'm not so bitter about it anymore. I enjoyed my time back in Seattle back then. Even if I didn't accept it back then, they got to see their grandmother for the last time in a very long time, right? I don't know when they'll be able to travel again. And I think there's more to, well, I was tutoring them in computer science. There's more to life than computer science. Connecting with grandmother is important too, right? At the time, I was bitter about it, though. When I really should have been enjoying walking along the trails in Seattle, or writing computer games, or at the time, right, I used to go to a conference in Taiwan every year, right? At the time, I used to love to travel to Europe, Gdansk Bay, Poland, to be specific. But I threw that away just to be bitter about my client. I mean, the kid that I was tutoring, he's 15 years old. He probably doesn't want to talk about how his grandmother is sick. So that he just said, we're going on vacation, right? I don't fault him for that. That's a good idea, right? 15 is probably too young to be hearing about all the details. Anyways, so wherever you are, even if it's close to home, have a happy vacation.